if one of your good friends, right, was in an abusive relationship, what would you tell them to do?
Get out of it.
Good friends in abusive relationship. We don't even call cops for that. We call cousin Pookie and them.
What I'm saying is, okay, but Godfrey said it, and then you even said it right there. You don't call cops for that. You called your own fucking police for that.
There you go.
So we're in an abusive relationship with the white man. Okay? like you would tell your good friend, yo, girl, you need to leave him. He's whooping your ass all these years and you still with this motherfucker. Like, it's never gonna change. And she's like, I know. Leave him. Well, and how you gonna do it? Save up some money. You're gonna tell her to save up some money and get the fuck out as soon as you can. Right? Mm-hmm. Well, this is kind of where we're at. Like we got to save up some money and get out the best we can. Even if it's just start creating our own little community.
There still has to be some structure of policing. It may not be
of
the
course. I didn't say not to have structure.
Yeah, because
I'm saying at some point we got to do everything. Like if we really want to be free, freedom isn't free. So we're gonna have to start thinking and acting like free people. And so free people create their own fucking banks, their own police force, their own hospitals, their own schools. Like this is what free people do, and they do it all the time. We just act like it's such an undertaking that we as black people cannot do, but everybody else seems to do it. You know what I mean? I see the Hasidics got the ambulances. You know what I mean? Yep. I mean, we do got shout out to the Black Ambulance Corps at Bed-Stuy. That is like the one black ambulance corps that I've ever heard of in my life. But so we do have one of those in Bed-Stuy on deck, but we need more around the country and shit, and then more boroughs and shit like that. We gotta just, you know what I mean? We gotta just start thinking like free people. See, because when you start talking about people, like all of this shit about, they're about to allow people to go back into, restaurants and shit like that. Like when someone's allowing you to do some shit, you're not free. You're not free. And I don't give a fuck under what pretense they're putting it under, when you're accepting the fact that someone's saying, oh, I'm going to allow you to do some shit.
Well, that wasn't a race thing. That's a health thing.
No, yes. So you can put it under whatever pretense you want to put it under.
Whether you agree or disagree with it, it's subjective.
Regardless, who is the ones to decide who's allowing? You see what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers are not your fucking, they're not your God. They're not your judge and jury. They're not any higher. They're not your authority. But they've placed themselves as your authority. And we willingly give them authority because we think, oh, it's a health thing, so let's give them that authority.
Yeah, because motherfuckers is watching people drop dead.
Well, that's bullshit, digga. It's bullshit. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that.
I'm not debating you. Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's all bullshit. And
I'm not going to tell anybody in the families of the 8 people I know that allegedly
died. Okay, they didn't die from coming in close contact with somebody and all that. So whatever. But rest in peace to their families.
Be safe, everybody.
Yeah, But that ain't how you be safe with a mask.
Whatever you believe or believe, it ain't none of my business.
All I'm talking about is freedom. I'm talking about whatever you believe. I'm talking about the fact that you feel like someone's allowing you to do something, you're not free. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Like, and if you're cool with that, with being allowed to do shit by other people, especially people that have been abusive to you and that fucking are not really fucking with you and want to see you dead, I'd be skeptical of fucking with, of trying to stay in some shit, in a relationship like that. We need to fucking have our own shit right now and you know what I mean. Stop crying about.
So I tell you what, so we got
motherfuckers.
we got homework for the next episode. What we should do, us three, for the next episode, let's each of us come up with 5 doctrines. Let's attempt to create our own Black Constitution, and each of us come up with 5 amendments for our Constitution, for our new Black Constitution, and let's bounce ideas off of each other on the next episode, and we can discuss what's realistic, what's not realistic, and see if we can get it into something, see if we can get it permeated into something and actually passed on into legislation. I already know
it's realistic if we believe. See, when we talk about passed on to legislation, now that's a whole different story. You see what I'm saying? Because we keep talking about this system that we know is very corrupt. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we can't.
I know not overnight, but we got to start working towards it.
We can, but Jamar, either we're gonna be in the room by ourselves having these conversations, or we're going to attempt to deal with, people that could possibly do something about it. That is legislation. That's
right.
That's
well, that's why I said let's start with like the qualified immunity, shit like that.
Yes.
Let's start with the demilitarization, shit like that. We can doubt those are realistic things, especially the qualified immunity. Right now, that's something that we really need to push for. Get rid of that shit.
Absolutely. I believe qualified immunity needs to go away. I believe, the laws. Well, I mean, right now, I see defunding the police being a very big conversation going on. Maybe that will lead to some serious change.
Because think about this. Hold up, Digga. I don't want to cut you off, but defunding the police. Like, think about, like, the police got money, like, when they go on undercover fucking shit, like, those motherfuckers could requisition fucking 50 grand to give to a drug dealer to entrap them. You see what I'm saying? They got money laying around that they could play with, that they could use just for even more fuckery. Like, so when we say defund them, it's not like, leave them penniless. It's like, it's almost taking the access of, you know what I mean? Because they got a lot of access that you don't even realize.
I know. I'm curious to see how that. I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out. I feel like the money will be, it will be hidden and moved around in other places. That's like the pinnacle of white collar crime. So I just, I think there are just certain, like hardcore laws that I think would be easier to initiate, especially now with, since everybody wants to be so appeasing to Black people right now, right this second. I don't know how long it's gonna last,